Games, my guy.
Boom goes the dynamite.
It's only a game. Why did you catch the man?
Hello, and welcome back to Games My Guy podcast, the esports podcast by fans for fans. My name is Patrick Akes Avery Kenny, and joined, as always, is the ever confident, he's got a new haircut. I'm running out of things to compliment you on. Ethan Doc Goose Butler. How's it going, man?
I would also accept you beautiful seahorse or something along those lines, like a very fancy praise. I would also accept.
You'll take it all. You'll take
But-
whatever we'll throw at you, eh?
Pretty much, I'm a bit of a whore for attention, so like I do enjoy it. But
Oh
yes,
my gosh.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready. I'm having a wonderful time today. I'm dressed to impress. I like my cut. It's going well.
You're looking good. And I mean, it's been an interesting time recently in the Overwatch League. We've got a lot of stuff going on about that. But I think we should probably open this up with just the concept of what this episode's going to be, because this is a brainchild of Ethan. Just when we were coming up pitching ideas, this was like the first idea that I thought was a really good idea.
Yes, and I'm very excited to say that we've agreed. I've convinced you. I've bamboozled you on October 1st, the spookiest of days, other than the 31st, to start doing this. We're going to be creating our own Overwatch League teams, names and all. We are acting as general managers because, of course, who knows better about the league and players than a couple of plebs, mid-gold or plat range players.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly, in that area. Who knows better? No one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some teams and then decide whose team is better.
Yeah.
Mine.
And I mean, with the All-Stars weekend just around the corner, I mean, it's a beautiful thing that we're doing this right now. I think it's very fitting.
It is. It's bringing together the best of the best onto rosters with
The worst of the
infinitely
worst
large-
GMs.
That too, yes. We're going to be carried by our expensive talent since we're sponsored by people with money.
Right? If we
Uh-huh.
keep saying it, I think it'll happen.
Bound to happen. I mean, we got a couple of likes the other day.
Yeah, not
So
gonna
there's
lie. But yeah, I mean, we've got some players to talk about. We've got what our teams are going to be about, and I think it would only be fitting if we introduce the team names first, and then I guess we're flipping a coin. I gotta find a coin, and I guess we're flipping a coin to see who goes first on the
Rock, paper,
draft.
scissors is a bit dicey over a call, so we're gonna do things the old-fashioned way.
Yes. Ethan, I think you should go first. Let's hear your
Team
team
name?
name.
Initially, Patrick, for my team name, I scoured the globe. I thought, what are some regions that love the Overwatch League, that love Overwatch, that feel maybe unrepresented, that are very passionate, small communities, but they're so filled with energy and life.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I thought something in Germany, but then I put on this jersey, you see, and I was filled with pride. I drank a Guinness. I came back, and I'm here to introduce the Dublin Butlers. We are here. We're going to serve up victory and destruction to our enemies. They will be served a plate of defeat every day.
And I'm just curious, Butlers, does that have anything to do with, I don't know, your last name or?
Patrick, how vain do you think I am? Butler is clearly a very proud symbol of the United Kingdom area.
Yes.
They're as a notable region of notable butlers. I just happen to be one of them.
It's your cross to bear, really.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Have you thought of team colors?
Oh boy. Probably should have.
Oh, well, I mean that's something that can come at a later date. We got to get down to these players. That's really the meat and potatoes of this whole thing.
It's true.
Yes.
I had to go, though I'd have to go some proud Irish colors. When I'm talking green, I'm talking some orange, but with a clever design. The design would be real cool because it's a butler.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Out in nature, butlers are very, very cool.
In their natural habitat.
Well,
But yeah, what is your name, Patrick, Mister Patrick?
you know what? I've got a great name in store for you. The region I picked was maybe not a well represented region. Maybe not a place that, an esports organization would want to open up a team into. But I think in an alternate universe, this city in this very, very interesting territory would have an amazing esports team and legacy going forward. Of course, I had to pick a place in Canada because I thought it would be nice to have another Canadian team.
Of course.
And I thought it would, we're so far south with, the Toronto Defiant, the Vancouver Titans. I thought it would be nice to have one way up north. And I'm talking about the team, the Nunavut Nuggets.
Of course you did.
The Nunavut Nuggets.
Classic.
It's our symbol is going to be some sort of frozen nugget, and our colors are very similar to the old Valiant colors.
Okay.
like hunter green and yellow, and then like maybe some like cyan or something, like 3 colors like that.
Bit sus, but I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? Yes, perfect.
All right.
Another Canadian team wouldn't hurt. And I mean, it's so cold up there. We can just play video games all day. So I think it's a perfect environment for players to succeed.
You're not wrong. You really could just pull up 6 randoms, have them. What else? Then they don't have to go outside at all, and they would grind the game. Give them 3 months, and they'd be Overwatch League ready.
Exactly. But thankfully, we'll be drafting from the cream of the crop. Thankfully,
it's true. Everyone is a free agent in this draft, and we're here because we're new expansion teams. We have first pick of the litter. If you will.
Yeah. So and like everyone's a free agent, so it's kind of crazy that we're just allowed to pick the teams that we want.
Almost unbelievable, to be quite honest. It's almost unrealistic. Almost.
But let's get down to it. Let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's pick these 2 new expansion teams, some fresh new starters.
Should we start with tanks, supports, DPS, sir?
I think it should go just the players you want for, like, you just pick who your number 1 draft pick is, and then your number 2 draft pick, the players that you really want on your team.
That's something I can get behind, I suppose. It's a bit wild, a bit unorthodox, but that's the nature of the expansion draft.
Exactly. And we are limiting ourselves to just 6 starters. We're not going to be drafting any backups.
No, because that would be ridiculous. And we're new teams. You see, we have empty pockets, but we don't have like.
Why spend more money for more players when 6 players do trick?
Agree.
All right. Well, I have a coin here. This is going to be a little bit of a visual gag, but maybe I can get the coin flip on the microphone. So this 10-cent side is going to be heads, and this standard blah, 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 this written side is going to be tails. Okay?
Wait, we haven't decided who's who.
You call it. You call which one you want.
Fuck. Okay. Oh, tails.
Tails? All right, here we go. It's tails. You go first.
Hey! That never works.
It never works. Going for tails is like never. People normally go for heads. It's weird. Well, Ethan, the floor is yours. This is for the first overall pick.
Oh boy, this is actually a tough one. To be honest, I have a lot of names on my list, maybe too many. So now it's a lot. Now to narrow it down to first pick. Well, I think I'm safe for certain areas, so I'm going to take the DPS phenom, a valiant man in his own right, the UK's gift to esports. I'm talking Kai KSP Collins. I'm drafting KSP as my first round pick in the 2021 Game is my guy. Overwatch League draft. Welcome to the Dublin Butlers, KSP.
KSP?
Gotta go with KSP, my guy.
KSP.
If you watch KSP play, the fact that he wasn't a role star is redonkulous.
That's true. He was kind of popping off.
No offense to Sparkle, but man's played like 10 games.
KSP. Wow. All right.
I'll go with him. I'm a big Valiant fan, and this man is he's a beast.
Yeah, and you're showing your true colors. You're repping the Valiant hype. I thought you were gonna pick Shax personally.
I almost did go with Shax. Shax is on my list. I mean, he's not. I'm not sure why I'm telling you it's on my list, but I had to go with some. Another Shax would be a European talent as well. We're a European team. We're looking to invest in some local talent as well as be a nice mixed roster moving forward. But you got to start the strongest here. Got to take a guy who can take on anybody.
Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, great first pick. Lot to consider there. But now it comes time for me to pick. I'm going to pick.
Patrick, who are you picking?
Well, I like the idea of going DPS first. That's a very smart strategy that the Butlers are implementing in their draft camp.
You can win every game if everyone's dead.
But I'm going to go a little bit of a different approach. I think a strong foundation is a great way to start for an Overwatch League team. And I think there's no better way to start a great foundation is with a great main tank.
Interesting. All right.
And as the sweaty kid that I am, I gotta go for my main man, the big boy himself.
No.
Fearless.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going in that direction with.
I know. Fearless. He's proven it time and time again. He's on a championship caliber team. He's gonna show his stuff in the championships, in the finals. I'm ready. I'm ready to watch him destroy. And next year he's coming to the Nunavut Nuggets.
He's taking a bit of a trip.
Yeah. He's in his email. He was like, "Why?" They're asking him, "Why do you want to go over to the Nunavut Nuggets?" And he just simply wrote SeaWorld, period.
SeaWorld contract.
So I'm just gonna write Fearless down. I think having a strong main tank is a great foundation. I think it's an important first pick for I keep on saying November Nuggets. I don't know why.
You're but I got you. I think. You know what? Good pick. Redemption arc has been pretty strong for our man Fearless this year. I can't deny his prowess on the Winston and such. His Reinhardt's look good. He plays all the main tanks well, so you're not really out of deficit. Deficit. Yes, that's the word. So you know what? It's a bold pick. I know there's no fear in your dojo, so I know that you've chosen well. You gotta go with someone who is fearless.
I gotta go with someone who I know will want it, will compete, and Fearless is the man. He's the man. There's a lot of great main tanks out there, and there's a lot of great personalities on main tanks, but Fearless is just.
I thought when you were building that up, I thought the sweatiest kid that you are, I was like, I thought you were picking Super. I was like, he's building up. He knows how much I love Super. And I was like, I knew it was coming.
Hey, sometimes
I saw it happening.
I know. It was honestly, Super was my number one for a while. And then last night I woke up in a cold sweat and I was like, wait a second.
Kelly.
I can pick anybody.
It doesn't just have to be one of this guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Fearless for main tank is for me. We got to move on to the third overall pick. Ethan, let's hear it.
Patrick, you know how much when I play, I like to dominate the competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like to slap them around, have some fun, do some shenanigans, and be smiling the whole time. That's not entirely true. I get tilted pretty quick. But I've chosen someone who does not get tilted. I've chosen someone who came into the league technically speaking, last year in 2019. He was a two-way player, didn't play too much. Played maybe a mercy map here or there, just for shenanigans. But then the gauntlet came around, and he ran the gauntlet until the end when Element missed it, ruined his life. But I gotta continue my streak of going with the UK Mafia. I'm going with my man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Funny Astro. Funny Astro is coming to Dublin. He's coming somewhat close to his home. It's not entirely in the same country, but the deep-voiced giant of a man, 40-foot vertical leap, is coming to the Dublin Butlers. He'll be serving up boops left and right, and you won't even know it hit you. So Funny Astro is my pick for the next Dublin Butler.
Dublin Butler. And honestly, the shoe fits. You've been talking about Funny Astro like on this podcast forever.
Funny Astro is to me like FD God is to you.
Yes, of course.
But,
and I gotta respect it, and that's why I left Funny Astro off my list. I knew that was yours. I knew it.
I won't lie. I've said a lot of players how much I love certain people on this podcast. So I've been in my mind when we started to do this episode. I started to think, oh God, he's going to choose my favorite players just to spite me, and I will cry. But I'm glad to see you. The Nunavut Nuggets are stand-up organization.
You know, you got to start on the right foot. You gotta be gracious. Got to be gracious. It's gonna be a rough year going ahead. You know, you got to be gracious.
True. And I've already sent Funny Astro a Guinness along the way with his contract. It must be drunk while he signs.
Good. Very good.
As a tradition.
The long-standing Butlers traditions.
And we are a storied org, you know. Oh, we're known to me.
Known to you, known to the world. Well,
damn right.
Fourth pick's coming up. And the Nunavut Nuggets, we're building a team based on a philosophy that players going into it are hardworking players, you know, guys who have really grinded it out, found a lot of success, and have just continued to grow and work forward. And I think this is a pick that was a long time coming. He's first pick in my heart. But, you know, sometimes you got to lock down some key pieces so that the whole pie is made. And that means that I got to bring in my boy, the man, the myth, FD God, of course, in the main support role. FD God, I've been saying it from the beginning. He's been my favorite main support. He is on a majority, like, non-English speaking, non-French speaking roster. And, you know, he's had a lot of practice in these mixed language teams, so I think he'll fit in quite well with Fearless, locking it in at the fourth slot.
It's true. I won't lie. You have openly swooned over FD God on the podcast multiple times, and it's worked out well for you. I think your love of the Frenchman has gone far, and it looks great. Man's good. I actually, before you said Fearless, I had written down FD God because I thought that's where you were going, and then I crossed it out when you said Fearless. But then I had to rewrite FD God because I knew it was coming, but I wanted to do a bit. But then you ruined the bit by going with Fearless. But you know your F named players are moving forward well.
Yeah, we're noticing a trend.
It's true, to be honest. We both gone a certain way. I'm glad we both got main supports picked, though. It's a very crucial position.
It is. It truthfully is. It's just he's gonna be team captain. So I mean, I might as well get him on the roster right away, just so you know he knows what his team's gonna look like. And you know what? He deserves the respect. He deserves, if he's gonna be captain on my team, he gets picked second, 100%.
100%. I can't fault him. It's the right way to go. You know, it's good for you and the Nuggets.
It's a great move for the Nuggets. It's a great move for none of it.
Stand tall. Be proud.
Exactly.
Be none of it.
All right, pick 5. Let's hear it.
This is a tough one because as you know, I've not picked certain roles yet, but I'm looking to fill out certain holes before you go in there. To be quite honest. And as you know, the name of the game in this Overwatch game is flexibility. And being able to play a wide variety of heroes that some would say an MVP level is crucial, I would say. I don't know who might fill this role, but wait, I do. And his name is, he's coming to the Dublin Butlers with his head held high, his gigantic frame, because he's at least 6'7", Fleta. Fleta is coming to the Dublin Butlers to fight alongside KSP. He's not a member of the UK Mafia, but he's an honorary member of the UK Mafia.
Wowie,
so
zowie.
I have to bring him in. MVP of the year. I would be foolish not to pick someone at least from Shanghai, and in my eyes, there's no one better than Fleta, other than maybe Lee Jae-gon.
Wow. I mean, what can I say? Fleta, #1 MVP. He's proved this whole year that he's the best DPS player in APAC. Soon to probably prove that he's the best main DPS in the world in the finals. That's what I'm thinking. Exactly. So, I mean, I totally respect the pick. I'm mad that I didn't get that pick, but I mean, there's priorities and there's strategy.
It's true.
And there's give and take.
First, because like I said, the other team can't win if they're dead, and so who better to kill them all than the stone cold face of KSP and the warmth that the sweet embrace of death from Fleta brings. Man can play everything.
Wow. I mean, that's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
Warms the cuddles of your heart.
Beautiful. And that
Nuggets let me know for, I think this is pick 6.
Pick 6, I believe. But I mean, I think I'm going to switch a little bit of strategy here, because I've now noticed that you've picked both your DPS slots, locked it in. Great picks, but that also means I don't need to wrestle you for my picks.
Free not to worry. Yeah, I know who you want. I know who you're gonna take. Should I just go ahead and just write his name in now?
he's gonna make an appearance. Of course he is. But I mean, I'm looking at it. You still don't have any tanks yet. I'm assuming your next pick is going to be a tank, unless you're going with this thing where you're filling out each row. But the Nunavut Nuggets, I think, are going to put together two people who I think have long belonged with each other. They play opposite their roles, but and on very different teams, but they've been performing very, very well in the meta and outside of the meta. And I think I'm gonna throw it into a tank pick, and I gotta go with Gargoyle.
Oh my god! I mean, yay! You sneaky bitch.
Gargoyle is versatile guy. I think he will be a very good matchup with Fearless, and I like his aggressiveness. I like that he's super, super fearless, and I think that's really just going to make this tank duo really pop off.
I can't deny his results. Florida Mayhem has caused some mayhem this year, and honestly, Gargoyle has been a major part of that. Man's, the Dublin Butlers. We looked at his VODs. We had our coaching staff trial him a bit. Seemed like a good fella, nice kid. Always tucked in his chair. I don't know, but he's a great player, Patrick, and he plays a lot of the tanks, the off tanks, really well. His Sigma is legendary. His Diva looks pretty good. His HOD last year, especially in Stage 4, was very notable. And so I think you've got a solid tank line here, Patrick. I'm noticing you're going hyper aggressive.
Yeah,
here.
So
players are hyper aggressive.
I'm looking for a team that's really just gonna go for it. I think the Nuggets mentality has got to be just go strong and nug on. It's just that's gonna be our hashtag on Twitter. Nug on.
Oh, good lord.
Hashtag
They're
nug
gonna
on.
nug all over the place.
Oh my god. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's my take lineup.
I'm impressed.
A lot of other picks to go, but that brings us to pick 7 coming up. And Ethan, you have the floor.
This is a tough one. Building a UK team, but I'm a big fan of certain teams, and certain teams have certain players who maybe are underappreciated by the fans because they were on a struggling roster this year. Some would say the general manager of the team he's currently on swoosed in and stole him before other teams had a chance to really give him an offer, and there he is now, fighting it out in the heart of the heartland of the United States. I don't know where the city is, to be honest. I should. But I'm going to go with my man, the best player on the one of the weaker teams. I'm bringing in Myeongbong. Myeongbong is coming in alongside Funny Astro, and he is going to fill out my support line.
Wow. All right, Myeongbong.
I would be remiss if I didn't pitch someone from Boston. Boston's coming. It was between him. I'd already have some other ideas, so it was between him and Jerry. When we could play honest, Kiwi Jesus was close to my heart, so I almost picked him. But I gotta go with Myeongbong. The man was arguably the best flex support outside of Alarm in contenders prior to the lead. O2 Blast did really well with him on it. Myeongbong looks great. His on is unbelievably good. His Zen's really strong. He plays all the heroes really well. He's a very intelligent player. And you know what? He's going to fit in right with the Dublin culture. I don't know why, but it's going to happen. And him and Funny Astro, I can just see like him on Funny Astro's shoulders as they traverse the Irish countryside in between.
Yeah, I can see their new YouTube series where they're like going around and getting like Korean food and stuff.
It's called Funny.
Funny. Yeah, I ship it. I ship that relationship.
Thank you.
I ship it very hard. That's awesome. Well, you're rounding out your support lineup. That's pretty exciting.
I like to think I've got good core. If the Philadelphia Fusion have taught us anything, it's that upgrading your support line does wonders for your team.
It really just turns everything around.
It fills everything up.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I think it's time for the November Nuggets. I keep doing it. That's hilarious.
It's when your team, the full announcement video is coming out.
Yeah, in November. I keep leaking it. That's what's happening.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go.
Okay. Well, the Nuggets are going to be picking some DPS nowadays. It's 1 second. My cats are literally fucking shit up. 1 second.
You should draft Peach.
Peach. Get out.
No, if anyone's listening and if this makes the cut, Patrick has now gone and handled his cat off the garbage.
All right.
Very sweet.
Gosh,
I told the fans what was going on. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, well, she is. Get down. Get down. God. She's looking at me like what? What? I'm not allowed to do this? What? This?
She's like, you didn't pick this player yet? Let's go. Is what she's saying. She's questioning. Is she questioning your lineup here?
Yeah, I think she wants some input. I think that's what's happening. But she gets no input because this is my team. I paid for it with fake money in a fake universe.
Damn right. You earned it.
Exactly. And the Nuggets are gonna pick some DPS. It's a big team that is gonna want to grow, but in order to grow, I think we need to bring in some early hype. If I've learned anything from Hector Rodriguez, from Nade Shot, it's about signing players that get you talked about, that get you in the scene first. And I think the biggest thing I need is a all-star caliber DPS player, and that is going to be Carpe.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
Carpe is the greatest Overwatch League player in the world. I will say that, and I mean it. I mean it. I really think Carpe is very, very good. He is going to be a great asset to us on the Nuggets, and I think that he is going to slot in with this super aggressive style very, very well.
You know, other than FD God, there was one certainty I knew with the Nuggets. I knew Tarpe was coming home, if you will.
He's coming home.
He's coming home to none of it.
To a northern territory and none of it.
I can't argue against Tarpe. He is who he is. He's been known to be one of the most clutch players in all of Overwatch. You can count on Carpe to deliver when the rest of the team has not even. And he's the man who turns things around, and I think he might be a good asset for the Nuggets. I don't know. Will he handle my boys? I don't know. But this is what it is. Because the Butlers, like I said, are serving up justice and serving up defeats.
Yeah, well, if he's anything like his tweet, easy as fuck, he will be the type of player that we want, and I think he's gonna gel really well. And I think he's gonna like who I'm gonna pair him with. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's gonna like.
I hope he does, Patrick.
Oh, he will. He will.
I don't understand.
The Nuggets are out for blood.
I'm sure. That's right. I'm sure they are. Sure, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. All right, Ethan. What pitiful pick do you have next?
Oh, well, on that pace, my heart wants to go one way, but my heart also wants to go another. My heart and brain want to go a different way.
It's both your heart just splitting in half.
But my brain is telling me one thing. I'm going to go with a player who first essentially ascended to the world stage roughly in 2018, where his name was made at the 2018 World Cup. This is a man who really needs no introduction. The man who possesses the primal blade. Gushue is coming to the Dublin Butlers.
Wait.
I'm bringing Gushue. I'm saving him from Hangzhou. He's coming to Dublin.
Oh my god.
Best Winston in the league. I'll say it out right now. Sorry, Smurf. Sorry, Fearless. Sorry, other players who play Winston. It's coming to. I almost went with Super. I will admit, the Super is my favorite main tank player, but he's more of a Genji guy now, as we know. So I had to go with a guy who plays tank more.
Yeah. He's a DPS player now, so you can't pick him.
I can't. And so Gushue is a player known for his exceptional Winston. He won the Winston Challenge in the APAC All-Stars, so he is the best. Sorry, Fear. He did beat Fearless, I believe. I think. I don't know if I can't remember. But all I know is Gushue's Winston's unbelievable. His Reinhardt's strong. Man shows a good Orisa. His ball's probably all right, too. But essentially, we're looking at a Winston-focused meta in a lot of ways. And so I got to go with the guy who's the best all-around, has experience on a mixed roster because he plays on a team that speaks a lot. I believe there's a fair amount of Chinese languages spoken on the Spark. And so he's had to adapt that way. So he's very familiar with this. He's a player who commands respect. He's a player who commands respect. And he's won my heart. He's the most handsome, the most talented. He is Gushue. And his cosplay as female anime characters is legendary.
Just simping over Gushue. You got to end it with he looks great in cosplay.
I'm never not simping over Gushue.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I was definitely thinking you were going the super route or the fusions route. Like, there's a lot of different.
Right on my list, you probably can't see it, but it says super was at the top of my list. And
that makes sense.
I had to go with the Gushue though. I had to.
Interesting. Well, I mean, that's a great pick. It was a little bit out of left field for me, but I mean, that's an awesome pick. To be fair. But now.
I think you have two more picks, correct?
Yeah, I've got two more.
Who is your second to last pick?
Second last? Well,
who are you taking?
Let's see.
Who are the Nuggets picking up?
I think it's time to bring in a rookie. I think it's time to bring in someone who had their start this year and looked very, very good and is looking for a place to really set themselves apart and make a name for themselves, bigger, of course, than the organization that they're on already. And I think a perfect match with FD God would be someone who just slaps heads and is a very, very good support player. And I got to go with our boy Alarm.
There it is.
Alarm is going in.
He's coming to Nunavut.
He's coming. He's going to be Nugget proud. And I think he makes a great asset to the team. He's proven in Contenders and in the Overwatch League that he is a force to be reckoned with, and he's going to be one of the big buff boys on the Nuggets squad.
I can't argue against Alarm. I won't lie. I thought about picking up the entire Fusion support line myself. But, Mans it was an MVP candidate, probably a Rookie of the Year candidate. He's legendary. He was on that Fusion University squad that destroyed people's hopes and dreams if they weren't a fan of Fusion University.
Mm-hmm.
He's a legend, man. Like, he came in and essentially was like, "Get out here, Jonat. I am now the one who people compare and talk about when it comes to flight supports." He's a god. I can't deny that. And you set yourself up for some success. Success.
What's that I taste? Success. Nice.
Success. It's gonna be great. But you got a good team here, Patrick. I gotta say, so far it's looking good.
Thank you.
Looking
you as well.
Slow, but it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. I think the UK army is gonna run through, but it's fine.
We'll have to see in the battlefield. We'll have to see what happens. But Ethan, this is your last pick.
It is. And this is a tough one. I have two names written down as my two of my favorite, because I'm picking an off tank here. I got one role to fill. There's really only one man who stole my heart as an off tank, though. And I love him to death. He's when it comes to off tanks, you want someone who has style, who has flair, who has shown to be clutch and legendary. He's got the wow factor, is what I call it. He's got the mane of glorious hair. He knows how to create a large vacuum of area, and that's good. But he's all. I try and avoid saying the name there. But
yes.
But I'm going with gold medal winning from the 2019 World Cup. We gotta give it to Space. Space is coming home. There are some people would argue, "Hey, Ethan, why didn't you take someone like Void? Ethan, why didn't you take Fury, Choyobin?" Listen here. Space is my guy. I love Space. I think he's the best Western off tank. And I was looking to fill. My goal was to have a mixed roster. I wanted to have a mixed roster because that's the type of teams I really believe in. I think that's a great example of the league as a whole. And you know what Space is? He's a man. He's a man who knows how to get things done. He can play the Sigma so well. His Diva's great. His Hog lights out. Zarya, he's real good. He can play it all. He's going to pair well with Gushue. They have a play style. I think that would blend well together. They're going to figure out how to talk to each other. That's different. That's fine.
We'll figure that out later.
That's another thing. But it's fine. I think Space is the player who could be a franchise player for this team. I think he's real good. He's real popular. Like you said with Carpe, so you want to bring in the fans early, you got to bring in players. I brought in some players who are not only exceptionally talented, but who have exceptionally big followings. So Dublin, be proud of your team. The Butlers are here.
The Butlers are here to stay, and that is a solid lineup. I mean, you can't go wrong with rounding it out that way. Space, he's a big personality, and I think that's going to really kind of make him shine in your team. And a franchise player, that's always good when you're thinking about franchise players.
I just think it's a
good GM move. It's a good GM move.
I think he's a good guy.
It's a big brain move.
It's true. Thought about it.
Yeah, thought about it. Bought the book.
Sent him to Genesis already.
Well, that brings me to my final
pick.
Wow, we've come so far.
What a ride it's been.
Yeah, and I'm torn. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about what I want to do. My in a very similar way to you, my heart says something, but my brain says something else. but I think it would be remiss if I didn't have a Canadian player
That's
for the Nunavut Nuggets. And I think it's a player that hasn't really gotten a lot of chances to really excel in the Overwatch League. Has the skill, has the versatility that we're going to be needing for whatever meta is going to come up next, and is another big name that can really bring a lot of players and fans alike together. And I gotta pick, and I might be pulling him out of retirement, Mangachu. Ethan has left. He's oh no.
Respect you. I respect you, sir.
He's pulled out the Mangachu jersey. Thank you.
Pick. That's not who the name I thought I heard coming, but
well,
he's the master of 1,000 heroes.
Exactly. And that's really why I want him, right? Like Carpe, I know what he does. He clicks heads and goes to bed. That's all he does. That's his whole life. I know what I'm getting out of him. But what if we need a Doomfist? What if we need a Genji? What if we need some weird non-meta stuff? I got Mangachu, baby. He can do it all. We need a Tracer. I don't know. Maybe he's okay at it.
He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. Hopefully, that's the plan.
Maybe.
I don't know. At least he has a full and he's also aggressive. That was another reason. He was. I'm not gonna lie. He wasn't the second on my list. He wasn't even the third on my list. But he was on my list. That's all that matters. So I mean, Mangachu filling out the Nuggets roster as my flex DPS and maybe my flex whatever I need, and that's how it's gonna be.
He has played tanked for the World Cup.
That's true. So I mean, if Fearless gets a cramp or something, I can just throw him in, and then everyone can bear witness to the Aches Genji.
Just throw yourself in. The 8th Genji. Oh, talk about legendary.
Legendary. We're talking 1, maybe 2 Dragon Blades a game.
If you're lucky. Like,
if you're lucky.
Need 1.
Yeah, sometimes I'm really not feeling it and I just lose.
You just like to beat them in the neutral instead.
Exactly. I have good neutral game. Wow. What an amazing day. What an amazing day for a draft. 2 new teams coming out into the Overwatch League. Ethan, how are you feeling after the draft?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I think I got a squad here that's going to win the round finals in first year. We're coming in hot. Like, people they're going to think, oh, Dublin. Yeah. You know why you're thinking about Dublin? Because you're already lost to us. That's what's already going to happen. Before the game starts, you're going to be like, why should we even bother? This team is full of chads, full of legendary boys, a couple of beastly players. I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm proud of my team. I've had a lot of fun putting it together. Some hard choices were made. A lot of my favorites I did not pick because I went with my brain sometimes and my heart. My heart chose most of this team, I won't lie. But sometimes I thought Super was maybe too good, too flexible, too much. I probably couldn't afford to. So, and now I've got a team. I was sad with some Latin Canadian representation, I won't lie. But since this is a UT team, I'm proud that we got a couple of UT boys here to represent their home area. It's not entirely their home country, but still, it's close. Don't tell the Irish people I said that, but still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I respect it, you know, going with a local brew, going with a team that makes sense marketing wise and
we got a team sponsorships locked down.
Exactly.
I mentioned Guinness a lot for a reason.
Who
then owns the Dublin Butlers? It's Guinness.
It's Guinness. It's got. I mean, who else would it be?
What's some famous Lagavulin neat? Lagavulin whiskey.
There you go.
Scotch. There we
We'll
go.
have-
We're owned by a bunch of liquor companies.
Yeah, we'll have to get Dylan on the show just to teach us liquors.
Yeah, so we can properly understand.
Exactly.
How
Well,
are you, Patrick? How do you feel about the Nunavut Nuggets?
the Nunavut quotations November Nuggets are a team that are gonna be going down in history. This is a team I feel really really confident about. The only time that I really kind of I was a little nervous about getting Carpe in first because I was worried. I thought that you were gonna get Carpe. I thought he was gonna be one of your first picks. But we both avoided each other's pools pretty well. I think I stole Gargoyle from you though.
Oh no. Yeah. Do you actually want to know who my second choice was?
Yes, I do.
Poco.
Poco.
Poco. I love me some Poco.
Yeah.
Fury's so good, but it still baffles my mind that Poco doesn't start more. I think he's going to be on. Like we're talking about for people whose contracts are up and could be on a new team. Why didn't Poto come to the Dublin Butlers? Because you know what? His contract, he wants to start. But I had to go with space. KSP was always going to be my number one pick. I fell in love. I knew he was real good. I've seen him in World Cup before.
Right.
But good Lord, it was like KSP or Shockwave, I think was who I was, or Jerry I was going to go with, to be honest. Because you know I love Jerry.
Oh, yes.
But
oh, yes.
he probably would have been my third choice. If we had done a full 12-man roster, Jerry would have been on the team. But I had to go with my gut here, and I had to go with a DPS lineup of KSP and Fleta because KSP is going to kill everyone on hit stand. Fleta is going to do the rest on anything you want. So I went with a flexible roster, a roster that can play it all, and I got my boy Mion Bum too.
No, man. Yeah, well-rounded out teams on both sides. We'll have to tweet these out and see if anyone likes them.
Yes. Who do you like? The Dublin Butlers
or the Nunavut Nuggets?
There it is.
It's gonna be a
Tune
battle
soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll just start a Twitter war about it. I think that's the appropriate thing to do here.
It's the only thing to do. We have to let the players know about their upcoming trades. Tell them to pack their bags. We've got the team houses ready. Mine's just a loft. Above the factory.
Mine's a shed. It's just a it's for ice fishing, but we've set up a couple monitors in there. I think we're good.
Yeah, a couple bunk beds.
We'll get a full facility later, but like we needed one right now, and there was just a fishing shed. So
Frank sold you just at cost.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
you guys have to leave though at certain times. It is a timeshare.
It's true. And yeah, we don't want to overlap, the community coming in and fishing. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it alone. Leave it alone. Well, that will end us for today's podcast episode. Vote who you think is sick and who really messed up the draft, and we'll see you next podcast.